Hello, Facebook friends and family. Steve Duffy here with another live interview for you from the Revisit Healthcare page. And as you know, this is the show where we uncover safe and effective, scientifically proven strategies to prevent and even reverse some of the most pressing and life disrupting challenges that are facing our culture right now. And we do this by talking with natural health practitioners and holistic health coaches. And today we have Marteen Santerre, who is a natural health or holistic health advocate and community organizer. So she's actually put together a great resource to help you find the right type of health practitioner for your own health issues. So she is also a Reiki master trainer and a meditation coach, as well as the founder of soulbeing.com, which is where you can go to find the health practitioner to suit your particular needs. So here we go. We have Marteen standing by, and she's coming on. Marteen, how are you doing today?
Good. Good morning, Steve. How are you?
Excellent. Thanks for joining us.
Yeah, thanks for
Our
having
show just wouldn't be the same without you.
me. Thank
So yeah, I was looking over the site. It's an excellent resource. So I actually want to make sure everybody has an opportunity to check that out as we're talking or whatever at
Absolutely.
soulbeing.com. So yeah, Marteen, you have an interesting story that brought you to do the work that you're doing right now. Would you mind sharing that with the audience?
Sure, absolutely. So I have been on a journey through chronic pain with my mother. She had a back injury when I was a young child and has since had 3 back surgeries. And most of her spine is fused in multiple places, so she's actually not able to even stand up straight. So she has been on opiates for 35 years. So having gone through that process with her, I have been trying or looking for alternative methods to be able to deal with chronic pain for a long time now. When I was a student in college in San Francisco, she was part of a lot of experimental drug procedures at Stanford Medical University involving opiates, and I've seen what prolonged use of opiates can do to a person. So I've really been passionate about empowering people with information so that they know what their options are to pharmaceuticals.
Yeah, that's excellent. So you were kindred spirits in that sense because it's also a family event such as that's motivated my passion. And in my case, my father was diagnosed with asthma at a very young age and was using inhalers probably from the time he was 12.
Wow.
Well, long story short, fast forward 15 years or so, when he was 27, he had a massive heart attack
Oh my gosh, that's terrible.
and open heart surgery. And
Yeah.
anyway, he was under the care of our conventional healthcare system his entire life. However, he never lived a healthy day in his life. And it wasn't until, you know, 20 years later when I came across some studies from Cornell and Stanford that said that asthma medication actually causes 80% of the deaths.
Oh wow. That's
So it's not hard to put the pieces together with this story.
yeah. Yeah, that's unfortunate.
So, so yeah, I can imagine with the opioids, that's an epidemic and, facing our culture today. And a lot of people are faced with it. So I can imagine how that must have affected, you and your relationship with your mom growing up.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely been challenging to see that type of thing takes its toll on people, especially over time. And with conditions like chronic pain that are so incredibly pervasive in the body, it really takes over your entire life. And so one of the things that she and I have looked at together on this journey is what are the different ways that she can use, the tools that she can have in her toolkit to be able to cope with the pain so that the pill is not always the default response to it.
Okay. Yeah. So have you been able to come up with some alternatives to help even in that, like, really?
Yeah, absolutely. So she does Reiki on herself. She does breath work exercises, meditation. She's had acupuncture, chiropractic work, takes CBD. So a variety of things to help her manage the pain so that she doesn't have only the opiates to use in that regard. So that's been great. She's actually cut down on the amount of medication that she takes that she was taking 2 years ago. It's like literally she takes half of what she used to take.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's a huge success, you
it
know,
is. Yeah.
because I think one of the objections I hear a lot with alternative or holistic medicine is that, they think it's only effective for very minor traumas or small issues, but having the faith that it's going to help it with like major, chronic issues or, it's yet to be, it has been proven, but it's yet to kind of hit the mainstream.
Right.
People don't really get it.
Yeah, and I think the biggest maybe misconception is that there's a quick fix, right? So if you're dealing with a chronic issue, it's going to take time to be able to bring resolution. The same way that if a person came to a personal trainer because they wanted to lose 60 pounds, that's not going to happen overnight. There's going to be a series of lifestyle changes that are going to have to accompany any sort of practice that you're doing to be able to address it. And pain is the same way as I would say weight loss is. And so what happens when people are dealing with holistic therapies is it really is about a lifestyle change, and it's about taking charge of your own health and really working with all of the options that are available to you versus just one particular method. And I think that really is the thing that makes the difference for people in the long run. But if we come at it with looking for a quick fix, sure, you can pop a pill and that might make the pain go away for a little while, but it's not going to address the root of the issue. And so living a holistic lifestyle is actually going to be the thing that really makes a difference for people. And I think that's something that, we can all bring to the community in terms of education.
Yeah, I agree. And it's also one of the things, like, you talk to a lot of holistic health practitioners as well as and what I find really interesting is they really tap into the teaching aspect of their position. They have a lot of self-care to teach about. So, the healing doesn't happen with your doctor's appointment. It happens when you go home, and the healthcare is what you do every day.
Correct. So, correct. I think that's the big shift that we have to make as a society as well. And, part of the, it's really important, I think, for people to recognize as well that all of this world around holistic living, this is to work in conjunction with the work that you're already doing with your physician. I mean, these things aren't mutually exclusive, right? It's about a sense of total well-being. And the visit that you have with your doctor is as important as what you're going to do in the 3 months that you're home before you see them the next time.
Yeah, absolutely. Comes down to self-care.
Yeah, absolutely.
So yeah. And, as we were discussing with our, conversation yesterday, you talked about how kind of fragmented the holistic health community is. Mm-hmm. And I think it is very confusing for consumers or, consumers of, for lack of a better term, of healthcare to find the right kind of practitioner, find the right kind of doctor to suit their needs. What do you see as the biggest challenge of somebody who's new to this to find the right doctor?
Yeah, I mean, I think that you hit the nail on the head. I think one of the biggest challenges within the holistic marketplace is that it's very fragmented. And for health seekers, it's like finding a needle in a haystack. And I think that is one of the things that probably keeps people from consuming services within the holistic industry, is because there isn't a lot of guidance and there isn't a lot of structure. And when you're looking at that versus traditional allopathic medicine, it's the complete opposite of that. So how do we create an environment where people are comfortable procuring services in a way that feels familiar and feels accessible to them? And because what you have within the holistic health industry is a lot of sole practitioners. So everyone has their own individual practice, right? And there isn't a lot of consolidation that's happened in terms of a way for health seekers to be able to find a practitioner. So that's really a big part of our mission at Soul Being, is to build a collective community of wellness professionals that exists across all disciplines of medicine, and then give health seekers a central place to be able to find a practitioner, send them a message, get in contact with them, and figure out if that's the right fit for them.
Yeah. Yeah, that's an excellent resource for people. And another thing that I noticed from your site was where you have, a page where you can discover or kind of research all these different therapies.
Yes.
And then, click on a link to learn more about it. So it just gets so confusing with all the different therapies that are available and specialties that they practice.
Yeah, absolutely. So one of the things that we aim to do at Soul Being is to, we're here not to tell you what to do. We're here to give you information and resources so that you know what your options are. So as part of our site, we have an Explore Therapy section where we have write-ups on all different types of therapies, all linking back to some sort of nonprofit place where content has come from, so that you can then look into information about a therapy all in one place, see if it's the right fit for you, and then from there be able to connect with the provider. In addition to that, we also we have search functionality on our site by specialty or condition, because someone may know that they have Lyme disease, for example, but they don't know that a naturopathic doctor can really help with that. So that's one of the things that we do in terms of bridging the gap for knowledge for health seekers, is to give them the option to search by the condition that they're working with or by the therapy that they're looking for.
Yeah, that's excellent. And, sometimes too, when we first sought out a natural health practitioner, I'm not sure how we found her initially. But, you need to, sometimes you can actually talk to them on the phone in advance. This is something that we're also not used to with conventional healthcare. You don't necessarily get to call and talk to a doctor before you make an appointment, right?
Yeah.
It's like,
yeah, it's tricky. Well, and that's one of the things that, I found with my experience with my mother, was that trying to find a practitioner was really challenging. And how do you know who's who? There isn't a lot of personal sort of, personal connection when you're dealing with looking for a provider, say through traditional insurance carrier. So one of the things that we do in our profiles is we let them, a practitioner, talk about themselves. We have a picture of them. We have ratings and reviews, so you can see what other clients or patients have said about working with that practitioner. And then we give you the option to send them a message. Now, there are certain things that cannot be discussed because of privacy laws and HIPAA, but we do want to give the health seeker the option to at least have a more personal experience with the provider that they're potentially looking to work with.
Yeah, excellent. And with the new healthcare law, can't reference the exact number or whatever, but now when your private insurance company is going to cover natural health or naturopaths, naturopathic doctors anyway, under your insurance. So that's pretty exciting here in Maine anyway. Other states might have to wait a little bit, but this is just it's a sign of things changing.
Absolutely.
Yeah, people are are getting a little frustrated, I think, with the conventional healthcare system. And yeah, this is just an excellent resource for people. I'm really excited that you have put this together because it's something that's really needed in the marketplace. So, Marteen, going forward into the future, because things are changing,
Yeah.
but what's your vision of an ideal, sustainable healthcare system that works for the people that are actually using it?
Sure. No, that's a great question. A challenging one to answer for sure, right?
Right.
I think that probably the biggest part of what I think is available to us as a society is that we take charge of our own health and we don't rely on the doctor or even our alternative health practitioner to solve our health problems for us. It's that we take ownership over our own health and we are empowered by having resources and information available to us so that we have a healthcare system that supports a holistic lifestyle. And what that means is that we're looking at our physical, emotional, mental, and spiritual well-being, financial well-being, all of these things that are, the composites that make up our life, and that we are really taking charge of our own health and not relying on anyone to fix our health issues for us. We are doing that for ourselves, and that we have a healthcare system where we can procure services and work with people that are going to help us with that holistic approach. I think it's a win-win for everyone.
Right, and that's really exciting because more and more resources to help to that end are coming around. More conversations about it. So yeah, it's an exciting time, And the other thing I kind of point out, it seems that we're actually coming out of possibly about 100 years of the dark ages in healthcare. Where information wasn't freely shared and things were pretty much organized around the profit orientation. So yeah, this is very exciting. And again, I'd like to remind everybody to go to soulbeing.com. You can research all the different therapies that are available. And actually, Marteen, which page is it on where people can actually get some feedback based on their own conditions?
So we don't give diagnosis information, but what you can do is there's two ways on our site. So you can click on right in the top navigation, there's a tab that says Explore Therapies. If you click on that, we have a list of all the therapies that we support as a business and with information on all of them. But on the home page, there's right front and center, there's search functionality where you can type in the specialty or the condition that you have, click on your zip code and radius, and then find a wellness professional, or you can also search by therapy.
Okay, excellent. So just wanted to put this up so we could see it, but that kind of gives you a link to look for on there.
Yeah.
Excellent. Well, Marteen.
So one last thing. Sorry, Steve. You can also send us an email to wellness@soulbeing.com if you don't find the information that you're looking for or you want more of a...
Oh, shit. You there?
I'm here. Can you hear me?
I'm so sorry about that.
That's okay. No problem.
Okay. You were saying wellness at soulbeing.com.
I was going to say, you can also send us an email to wellness@soulbeing.com, and we're happy to answer your questions one-on-one as well.
Okay.
All right.
Excellent. So I'll actually put those links in the comments bar. And what happened is we had our broadcast originally set up with some of these links in it, but that was expired because we got a late start. So Marteen, thank you so much for putting this resource together. I think it's infinitely helpful to our culture and seeing this healthcare shift that's happening and the work that you're doing. Actually, you're also interviewing health practitioners, so I saw those on your page as well.
Yeah,
so.
Absolutely.
So yeah, well, we'll look forward to also some of the events that you're holding and we can share those on the Revisit Healthcare page as they come about.
Okay,
All right.
wonderful. All right, great. Thank you, Steve.
All right, Marteen, you take care.
You too. Have a great day.
All right, bye-bye. So there you go, Marteen Santerre of soulbeing.com. And you can check out the site and everything. And if you haven't yet, go to revisit.healthcare.com/healer, and we have a quiz that you can take, and you can learn what kind of healer you are. Thank you all for joining. If you have any questions regarding this particular podcast, go ahead and put them in the comments bar, and either I or Marteen will come on and answer those questions for you, or direct you to the places that you might need to find to get your answers. All right. Thanks again, and we'll catch you next week, Tuesday, 10 a.m. And we have another great interview with you. Stay posted for that, and I hope you have an excellent week. Take care now. And remember, healthcare is what you do every day. Bye-bye.